Hello and Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all must be fine. But amongst all the circumstances, we should not forget that we have studies as well. So welcome to our online English lecture. Today we are going to start with writing skills section. I know that we have already completed in 11th standard, but still we will have a revision of it. So here we go.
So students, our today's topic is expansion of idea. Now what do you mean by the word expansion? Expansion means to elaborate or explain in detail. And what do you mean by the word idea? Idea means any proverb, maxim, slogan or quotations. Now what do you mean by the whole term expansion of idea? It is nothing but a short composition wherein one is expected to take the idea embodied in a proverb, a maxim, a quotation, a saying or a slogan or an idiom, and then elaborate it in the form of paragraphs. So students, in all, expansion of idea means what? Here in the question you will be getting a proverb or a slogan or an idiom or a quotation wherein you will have to expand the idea or elaborate or explain in detail and write it in the form of paragraphs. So students, you must have understood the meaning of the term expansion of idea. Now you must be thinking that it is very easy to understand the meaning or the term. But what about putting it down on the paper? So students, you just have to follow some simple steps or rules. So what are those rules? The first rule you have to follow is title. Students, you have to write the suitable title, which is very essential. The suitable title which is given in your question. Now second step you have to follow is introduction, which will be your first paragraph. Students, here you have to give a suitable introduction. Suitable introduction means here you have to find out the keywords from the proverb given to you in the question, and you have to give the meaning of that proverb. Now you have to write the topic sentence too. Now what do you mean by topic sentence? Topic sentence is nothing but a sentence that expresses the main idea or central theme of the piece of writing. This topic sentence should be written in brief. For example, students, you have got a proverb in the question, that is, love thy neighbor as we love ourselves. So what do you mean by this proverb, students? It means we should love others as we love ourselves. So this should be written in brief or in short in the introduction paragraph. Now students, coming towards the next step, that is the third part, which is core content, which will be your second paragraph. Now what you have to write in the second paragraph or the core content? You have to write your topic sentence again, which will be explained in detail. That is the central idea of the proverb or the central theme of the proverb or the saying. Along with that, students, you have to add some relevant experiences, brief instances or examples or anecdotes. What do you mean by anecdotes, students? It means stories. For example, you can add the anecdotes or examples of the great personalities like Gandhiji or William Shakespeare, etc. One of the important points to be noted in the core content is discourse markers. What are discourse markers? These are the words like nevertheless, on the other hand, you know, I mean, anyways, etc. These type of discourse markers are very important because these types of words bring clarity to the communication. Our communication or our composition becomes clear and understandable. So students, our next step is concluding para or conclusion, which will be your third paragraph. Here students, you have to sum up the composition. Here you have to summarize the whole composition. You can use another proverb with the same meaning as the one you are writing. For example, if in the question it is given, birds of a feather flock together, you can relate this same proverb to a new proverb, that is, a man is known by the company he keeps. You can relate both the proverbs. With that, students, we all have learned all the steps for expansion of idea. Let us have a look towards this concept. Travel broadens the mind. Students, as you can see, here this composition or this expansion of idea is arranged in 3 paragraphs. That is, first one is introduction, second one is core content, and the third one is concluding para. Now students, in the first introduction part, you have to write the meaning of the proverb given to you. That is the topic sentence, which will be written in short. So, travel broadens the mind means what? It means traveling has lots of benefits. This is the central theme of the proverb. Travel broadens the mind. So, we have to include this part in the introduction part. Now, we'll go to core content. So, students, here you can share experiences, instances, or other anecdotes regarding traveling. So, here it is included here that you can learn about all the languages, about different cultures, about different habits, cooking, cuisine, etc. etc. So this will be included in the core content. Next, we will go to the conclusion part. The conclusion part, here the whole expansion of idea is summarized along with the another example which is related to travel broadens the mind. For example, here it is given, the world is a book and he who stays at home reads only one page. This is similar to travel broadens the mind. Again, we have another example, that is, to travel is to live, which means similar to this example. Now students, let us learn some proverbs and their meanings. The first one is, handsome is as handsome does. It means deeds of the person are more important than the looks. One should not give importance to the looks of the person. The second one is, make hay while the sun shines. It means make good use of the opportunity while it lasts. That means you have to make the best use of the opportunity you have got. Now third one is, a bad workman always blames his tools. It means a bad workman always blames the quality of his equipment or other external factors when he himself performs the task poorly. Now next one is, as you sow, so shall you reap. It means your actions, whether good or bad, determine what you get. So in this way, students, we have learned some proverbs and their meanings. And I hope you all have understood the lecture. Thank you.